What shocks Americans about Asia isn't just the food, the temples, or the cost of living, it's something deeper. It's how human it feels, how safe it feels, how unexpectedly welcoming it feels. These countries don't shout to impress, they simply live their lives, and in doing so, they quietly change the way visitors see the world. For first-time travelers, Asia doesn't feel intimidating, it feels eye-opening. Life here moves differently, yet somehow it feels effortless, even inviting. So, most Americans think they know what to expect when they head to Asia's chaotic streets, a culture that's totally confusing, and a language they can't quite wrap their heads around. It all feels like something unfamiliar, doesn't it? But, travelers in 2026 are saying something completely different. They're genuinely stunned by how easy it is to get around. It's amazing how safe it feels to explore, even when the sun goes down, and oh, how quickly the foreign becomes comfortable. These aren't the countries that scream for attention, they're the ones that sneak into your heart, quietly shattering expectations and leaving a mark you just don't forget. From bustling cities to hidden villages, these 10 Asian countries surprise Americans the most, not because they are famous, but because they make you see travel, and the world, in an entirely new way. Number 1. Japan. Japan surprises Americans with just how peaceful daily life feels. Even in massive, crowded cities like Tokyo or Osaka, things run remarkably smoothly. Trains arrive precisely on time, down to the second, and streets are spotless, almost eerily clean despite the millions of people walking them. People here are polite, respectful, and orderly, but not in a way that feels cold or distant at all. A lot of Americans might expect intensity, noise, maybe even a bit of chaos, but instead they find this almost zen-like balance that just kind of puts you at ease. What really astonishes most first-time visitors is the sense of safety and reliability. Walking alone late at night, riding public transport, or just exploring those quiet neighborhoods doesn't feel like a risk. It honestly feels like freedom. For Americans who are used to driving everywhere, Japan's train system really opens up a whole new kind of mobility. It's fast, reliable, and, honestly, pretty stress-free. Even though there are language differences, the country is just so visitor-friendly. Signs are clear, systems are intuitive, and locals often go out of their way to help you out. Convenience and courtesy blend seamlessly, creating a sense of calm that reassures every visitor. Japan doesn't overwhelm, it invites, soothes, and leaves a lasting impression of harmony in everyday life. Number 2. South Korea. South Korea surprises Americans by feeling instantly familiar, yet utterly distinct. The cities are modern, high-tech, and buzzing with energy, but they also maintain a surprising sense of accessibility. High-speed internet, contactless payments, and ultra-efficient transport make life feel effortless, almost futuristic. Urban landscapes feel closer to New York or Los Angeles than many expect, with towering skyscrapers, neon lights, and constant movement. Yet, tradition remains deeply rooted. Ancient palaces sit quietly beside gleaming skyscrapers. Historic markets, where locals haggle and chat, coexist alongside sleek digital cafes where people scan QR codes for coffee. Americans are often taken aback by how social city life feels. Streets remain lively late into the night, with groups dining together, walking, and enjoying urban spaces safely. Safety, again, is a major surprise. Unlike many fast-paced cities in the United States, Seoul feels orderly and secure even at night. South Korea, honestly, feels like a glimpse of the future, but with warmth, culture, and a human rhythm that keeps visitors engaged and enchanted. Number 3. Vietnam. Vietnam surprises Americans with how much value and beauty everyday life can hold. Money stretches far, yet the experiences feel rich and, unforgettable. Food is honestly one of the biggest shocks here. Street meals costing just a few dollars often outshine those high-end restaurants. Every bite is fresh, bold, and really full of local character. The country's landscape is, stunningly diverse, shifting dramatically from north to south, from the misty mountains of Sapa to the winding rivers of the Mekong Delta, and from centuries-old towns like Hoi An to bustling modern cities like Ho Chi Minh. Vietnam feels like a travel tapestry that's woven from contrasts. Americans often say Vietnam feels richer in experience than, pricier destinations elsewhere. But the true heart of the country is its people, curious, warm, and deeply welcoming. Strangers smile readily, offer guidance, and engage visitors in ways that feel genuine, not staged. Vietnam feels real, alive, and approachable, an immersive experience that sticks with you long after the plane departs. Number 4. Thailand. Thailand surprises Americans by defying expectations. Beyond the world-famous beaches and resorts, the country has a rhythm of life that feels slower, softer, and deeply human. Life moves with an easy calm, stress and tension seem to melt in the warm Thai air. Many Americans discover something unexpected. They sleep better, eat better, and feel calmer than anywhere else they've traveled. The culture prizes balance, kindness, and small joys, from the smiles of street vendors to monks quietly passing through temples. Thailand is also remarkably easy for newcomers. English is widely understood, transportation is efficient, and the country is practiced in welcoming visitors. Beyond sightseeing, Thailand offers a reset, a chance to slow down, breathe, and reconnect with a sense of everyday well-being. Travelers leave not just with photos but with a lingering feeling of ease that few other destinations offer. Number 5. Malaysia. Malaysia surprises Americans with its ease of adaptation. English is commonly spoken, making navigation simple. Cities like Kuala Lumpur feel modern, sophisticated, and international, without ever being overwhelming. Public transport is reliable, food culture is diverse and accessible, and nature is never far away. Beaches, mountains, jungles and islands all lie within easy reach of urban centers, offering contrasts that feel curated yet effortless. What amazes Americans most is how smoothly everything functions. The country feels like Asia, but without the friction many travelers expect. It balances adventure with convenience and culture with modern comfort. Often overlooked on global travel lists, Malaysia quietly earns its place as one of the most pleasant, surprising destinations in the region. Number 6. Indonesia. Indonesia really surprises Americans when they look beyond Bali. While the islands are famous for tourism, the rest of the country reveals this kind of authenticity and tranquility, with a pace of life that just feels, well, deeply rooted in nature and culture. Villages move to their own rhythms, and untouched landscapes stretch out across volcanoes, rice terraces, and these just stunning crystal lakes. Life in so many regions feels grounded and honestly, pretty spiritual. Americans often remark on the warmth of hospitality they experience. Indonesians welcome visitors genuinely, without those performative gestures you sometimes find in really heavily touristed areas. The landscapes are unforgettable. Majestic volcanoes, serene lakes, and expansive rice fields create scenes that feel almost unreal. Indonesia doesn't announce itself loudly, it leaves an impression quietly, lingering in memory like a whisper of natural beauty and cultural richness. Number 7. Taiwan. Taiwan surprises Americans by being one of the most accessible introductions to Asia. It is clean, safe, organized, and friendly, with public transport that is simple to navigate and a food culture that is both rich and affordable. Cities really buzz with life, but, they never feel chaotic. What shocks Americans most is just how helpful the locals are, even when there's a language barrier. Taiwan just effortlessly blends modernity with tradition. Skyscrapers rise right beside ancient temples, night markets hum with energy, and old customs exist comfortably alongside these high-tech lifestyles. It feels advanced, modern, and efficient, but honestly, still human, approachable, and warm. Many visitors leave kind of wondering why Taiwan isn't more widely known, feeling like they've discovered a hidden gem that perfectly balances comfort, adventure, and culture. Number 8. The Philippines surprises Americans by how familiar and welcoming it feels. English is widely spoken, making conversations easy, and people are expressive, friendly, and open. The contrast between urban energy and untouched islands is striking. Cities bustle with activity, yet a few hours away, white sand beaches, turquoise waters, and quiet coastal life make it easy to forget the world entirely. Travelers often note the emotional warmth of the country. It feels like being truly welcomed, not just visited. From bustling Manila streets to the serene Palawan shores, the Philippines blends adventure with comfort and familiarity with exoticism. It's both approachable and extraordinary, a country that leaves this lingering sense of connection and joy. Number 9. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka really surprises Americans with just how much diversity is packed into such a small island. Within just a few hours you can travel from golden beaches to misty tea hills, and even to ancient ruins. It's pretty amazing to experience wildlife, culture, and history, all in a single day. Life just moves slower here, inviting travelers to pause and, really savor the moments. The country feels deeply peaceful, with nature always close by, and tourism is handled thoughtfully. There's none of that overwhelming commercialization you find in some places. From serene temples to lush jungles, from gentle elephants to vibrant markets, Sri Lanka creates this sense of personal connection that Americans often describe as, emotionally meaningful. Every journey feels intimate, almost as if the island is sharing its secrets personally with each visitor. Alright, coming in at number 10, we have Georgia. You know, Georgia really surprises Americans by defying conventional expectations. It's European in architecture, Asian in culture, yet, honestly, it's completely unique in spirit. Old towns, mountain villages, and these vibrant food traditions just feel so rich, authentic, and, proudly preserved. Hospitality here is truly legendary. Guests are treated with warmth, pride, and a generosity that often leaves visitors, well, speechless. Americans are often amazed by how deeply personal the experience feels. Georgia isn't a place to follow crowds, but, really, to discover on your own. From the wine-producing valleys to the snow-capped Caucasus Mountains, Georgia blends adventure, culture, and connection in ways that feel both surprising and, honestly, unforgettable.